Hello everyone, my name is Dan Stockey. I'm the board president of the Upper Midwest Film Office, an entrepreneur and a content creator. And I'm here to tell you about what content is, why it's so desirable, where we're at, and where we can go with it. So, straddle yourself in. It's going to be a fun ride. Before we get started, I want you to know where I'm getting all my information from. I'm getting them from the Motion Pictures Association. They've compiled all of this data in handy-dandy infographics just for our use. And you can get them too if you want to. Just go to motionpictures.org and you can follow along. Or you can just listen to me ramble for a while. So, with that, let's get going. Content is a product. That's right, just like anything else. People get all dazzled by the lights and the camera and the action of the film industry, but in all reality, content is a product. That's right, it's a product. It's manufactured just like any other product. Like the coffee mug that you're drinking coffee out of right now, your shoes, your phone, or even an airplane. And I bring up airplanes because here in Duluth, we have a company called Cirrus. You may have heard of them. And they're a manufacturing firm that builds airplanes. And we love them for that. And we know what that looks like, right? It looks like this. There's a manufacturer. That's Cirrus Airplanes. They use infrastructure, which is the factory and the people who work there. And they build a product. That product is airplanes. And they sell those airplanes to an industry, and that's the aviation industry. We're very familiar with that, right? We're so familiar with it that we've decided to invest in it. And that's fantastic. I love that. I'm all for it. I'm so excited that they're here. Matter of fact, I get all goosebumpy when I think about it. When I'm on an airplane and we land and I see like a Cirrus airplane out in the wild sitting on the tarmac, I'm always like, hey, look at that. See the plane over there? Yeah, they built it in my town. That's how cool Cirrus is. So it's important. It's important for communities to invest in manufacturing firms like this, not just for my pride, but because it brings jobs and private equity financing into our communities. That's important. If we look at content, it is exactly the same thing. Exactly. We have a manufacturer, that is the film production company. They are using infrastructure, that's sound stages and sets and people, and they're building a product. That product is content, and they sell that product to an industry. That just happens to be the entertainment industry. So content is manufactured, right? Just like anything else. And we can compare that manufacturing process to any other manufacturing process and see how they link up. And that's what we're going to do right now. There's a lot that's similar to other manufacturing processes, and there's some very unique things that make it different, and it makes it so alluring. But still, in this context, content is manufactured. It's a product. First thing is, it's proven. This industry has been around for over 100 years, and the manufacturing of this content has really developed over time into something that's very, very centrally located out in Hollywood to something that's spread out around the country, like it is right now. It is an old, established industry. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. Matter of fact, it's been growing for 100 years, and it's going to keep growing. The other thing about this product is it's ubiquitous. And what I mean by that is it's all over the place. It is a global phenomenon. Everyone consumes this product. Everyone. Ask yourself this question. Have you ever seen a movie? Think hard. Yeah, probably. How about this one? Have you ever seen a television show? Yep, yeah, probably. How about this? This might stump you. Have you ever watched a video on a phone? Yeah, probably. And here's the really weird thing. If you go anywhere in the world and you ask anybody those same questions, you're probably going to get the exact same answer. Anywhere in the world. 99% of the people on this planet consume this product. It's kind of amazing when you think about it. Before we go on, let me ask one more question to you, though. Have you ever bought an airplane? More than likely you haven't. But interestingly, we kind of have an understanding of how airplanes are manufactured. Content is consumable. And what that means is we ingest it and then we throw it away only to ingest it again. There's an interesting story about consumables. This guy invented the bottle cap, and you pop the bottle cap off, you drink your pop, and then when you go buy another soda, you have another bottle cap on it. And this guy told his son, if you want to become filthy rich, what you need to do is create a product where once someone uses it, they have to buy it again. That guy's name was Gillette, and so was his son. His son went on to invent the disposable razor. That's exactly like content. Content is consumable. Once we use it, we get rid of it, and we go looking for another one to consume. To that end, content is eco-friendly, because when we consume this product and then we throw it away, especially in the digital age, there's nothing to throw away. It just disappears into the ether. Amazing, frankly. And the manufacturing of this product is also eco-friendly. It has one of the lowest carbon footprints of any manufacturing that you can find. And this product is made in the USA. When so many people are talking about bringing manufacturing jobs back to America, well, content has never left. We have been made in the USA for over 100 years. Matter of fact, it is one of our largest exports. We in America export $17.3 billion worth of this product every year. It accounts for 3% of our entire trade surplus. Not only that, when this product is made in the USA, it means it is of the highest standard. It is highly desirable everywhere else in the world. Made in the USA is an asset around the globe. Everyone gets credit. This is a little strange, but everyone who works on this product gets recognition. And that doesn't happen hardly anywhere else. So when you watch at the end of a movie all those names scrolling past, at the end of a television show, those names scrolling past, those are all of the people who helped manufacture that product. And you don't see that anywhere else. You don't see that on a Cirrus airplane. You don't get into a Cirrus airplane and see all the names of the people who helped build it. You don't see any name on a can of Coca-Cola. Look at your coffee mug. There are no names there. And that's just the nature of the beast. But with the content industry, if you've worked on it, you get credit. Here's where things start to get just a little bit weird. This product does not have to be uniform. Matter of fact, it needs to not be uniform. Every piece of product needs to be different and unique. Otherwise, we'd be bored to tears. But could you imagine Cirrus coming out with products that were unique, each individual unto themselves? I don't think that would happen. Cirrus needs to be probably what? 1/100th of an inch of tolerance. Every product that comes out of their factories needs to be exactly the same. With content, it is the exact opposite. Every piece of product that comes out needs to be different from the last one. And that's what makes it great. It allows for a lot of flaws, and that's what makes it great. Content does not need to be uniform. Okay, here's where things get even a little more weird. With this product, it doesn't need to be perfect. That's right. Content, this product, does not need to be perfect. The end result is not our concern at all. What we're concerned about is that they bring the manufacturing to our communities. The end result doesn't really matter. Vastly different than Cirrus Airplane. If their product is not perfect, then that company is going to fail, and any investment that the community has made into it is going to fail along with it. Cirrus airplanes need to be exact and perfect each and every time they come off the line. Content as a product doesn't need to be perfect at all. That doesn't happen anywhere else. Think about eating a candy bar. You ate a candy bar, like, ooh, that's disgusting. Do you want another one? No, I don't want another one. That was gross. Very different from the movies. You go to a movie and you go, oh my God, that movie was horrible. You want to go see another one? Yeah, let's go. That's the way it works with this kind of product. Because the risk is not on us as a community. The risk falls on the manufacturer, and it falls on the manufacturer completely. They're making this product for their own reasons. They're taking the risk. Whether or not they think they can make money at it, if they're doing it for prestige, if they want the approval of their mother. It doesn't matter to us as a community, right? All we're trying to do is minimize their risk just a little bit. But just by minimizing their risk does not increase ours. And let me repeat that. By minimizing their risk, we are not increasing ours. Okay, things just keep getting weirder and weirder as we go down this path. With content, with this product, they share their infrastructure. Think about that. They share all of their resources. That doesn't happen anywhere else. Imagine a competitor of Cirrus comes up to them and says, hey, you're not using your factory. Can we borrow it while you're not using it? Cirrus is going to say, no, go away, get out of here. And if this company says, can we borrow your people that you've trained so hard? Cirrus is going to say, no, go away. You're not getting our people, you're not getting our factory. And the company says, well, how about the tools? Do you have any robots in there? Can we use any of the tools you have laying around? And Cirrus is going to say, just stop bothering us. We do not and will not share our resources with you. You're our competitor. With content, it is the exact opposite. These manufacturing firms come in, they use up the infrastructure, and then they share it with the next. If it comes to a soundstage, they rent out the space for as long as they need, and then they go away. With the tools, cameras and mics and lights and all the rest of it, they use them for a little while, and then the next person gets to use them as well. With the manpower, with the people who are trained to work on these types of products, they share those as well. They'll work on one manufacturing firm, and they can very easily go to another manufacturing firm. That is the nature of this type of product, and it's fascinating and, quite frankly, lovely. So we remember what this looks like, right? There is the manufacturer, there is the infrastructure, there is the product, there is the industry. Got it. Here's what it actually looks like. We're not investing in one company to have one manufacturing facility to make one product for a demanding industry. No. We are investing in multiple manufacturing companies to share an infrastructure to make multiple products for a forgiving industry. And that's highly desirable for all involved. And these businesses are small businesses, most all of them. 89% of these manufacturing firms are small businesses. So when people talk about the content industry and they're like, why do we want to give money to all the fat cats in Hollywood? We're not giving any money to the fat cats in Hollywood, not at all. We are giving money to small businesses, small businesses, small businesses, small businesses. And these businesses are self-regenerating. And what I mean by that is these manufacturing firms pop up, they make their product, and then they disappear, only to be replaced by another manufacturing firm that will pop up, make a product, and then go away. That's how this works. That's how this manufacturing of content has sussed itself out over the years. These small manufacturers will come in, make their product, and leave. And it just keeps happening all over the place. And this is what that looks like. These manufacturing firms will pop up in one place, they'll disappear and pop up somewhere else. So when we invest in these types of manufacturing companies, what we're doing is investing in our communities across Minnesota. We're not planting a flag and saying, this is where the factory is going to be. No. These factories are all over the state. And so everyone gets to benefit. And these manufacturing firms are easily attracted. We know how this works. It's called incentives. And that's just the way the entertainment industry has worked itself out. All of the risk is placed on the manufacturer. And these incentives minimize their risk. And I'll say it again. By minimizing their risk, it does not maximize ours. I'll say it again. By minimizing their risk, it does not maximize ours. And these incentives are performance first, which means that these manufacturing firms have to spend their money first before they see any investment from us. This is unlike any other investment we can make in any other type of manufacturing anywhere else in the state. If you think about Cirrus, they got a big investment package from Duluth in the way of being able to buy a huge manufacturing facility for $1. It was a smart move on the city of Duluth to make that deal. But that deal means they are promising to bring a certain level of jobs and a certain level of investment back into the community. That is performance after the fact. We made the deal for a promise in the future. With manufacturing of content, we get the money first. We get the promise made first before any investment goes back out. There are no promises that can be broken in this type of deal. So what do we have with this industry? It's proven, ubiquitous, it's consumable, it's eco-friendly, made in the USA. Everyone gets credit. Not uniform. Doesn't even have to be perfect. They share infrastructure. Small business. Self-regenerating. Easily attracted and performance first. What does all that add up to? It adds up to no risk. We get the return before we make the investment. If my financial advisor gave me a call and he said, "Hey Dan," I'd say, "Yeah, Aaron," because that's his name. And he said, "I have this investment opportunity for you. If you put in $250,000, this company," it's more like a consortium of companies, but never mind that. If you put in $250,000, they'll give you $1 million back. And I'd say, do they huge polluters or something? No, they're not polluters at all. What is it, like a giant conglomerate, big corporation? No, it's small businesses all over the place. But there is a catch. I'm like, well, great. What's the catch? Well, they're going to give you the $1 million first, and then you have to give them $250,000. Yeah, I'll invest in that. Can I give them $1 million? Yeah, you can give them $1 million. Just keep in mind that they're going to give you $4 million first, and you have to promise to give them $1 million back. I'm going to say yes to that deal all day long. And this leads us to Dan's plan. Now you will notice this doesn't say our plan or the plan or anything like that. This is just, if I were king, this is what I would decree. Or if I had my druthers, this is what I would do. But I am neither king nor do I have my druthers. So if you were to ask me, this is what I would do. Now, when I make a plan, this is how I do it. You look about 10 years out, and what you want to do is make a plan for something that seems somewhat impossible, but still within the realm of possibility. Like, yeah, that's nuts, but we could do that if we really tried. And then you find out where you are here, now. You cut that in half and say, all right, if I wanted that to be the goal, what do I need to do in 5 years to go from here and point in the direction of 10 years? Sounds easy enough. And then from there, you cut that in half as well. You go, okay, if I'm here, what do I need to be doing in 2.5 years to get to 5 years to get to 10 years? And you can cut that down and cut that down and cut that down all the way down to, the next quarter or the next month or the next week or the next 5 minutes. And what I have to do in the next 5 minutes is finish this presentation. So here we go. Just so you know what we're talking about here, the entertainment industry is worth $219 billion per year. That is commonly referred to as $219 billion with a B. People tend to spell it out because you get lost in all of those zeros. That includes $192 million in wages and $27 million paid out to small businesses. That is the total market value that we're looking at. The easiest thing we could do right now is consider an infinite sunset. And what I mean by an infinite sunset is that these incentive packages will automatically renew. Right now, at the county, IRRB, and city level, we renew every 1 year. And at the state level, it renews every 4 years. That means each time these sunsets come up, we have to have this discussion again. If we removed those sunsets entirely, these things would just keep running. And we should extend these sunsets out at the very least to consider the practical realities of commercial finance. If you want to finance something big, let's say a soundstage, a commercial mortgage is going to take about 20 years to pay itself off. The depreciation on such a building is 39 years. For anyone who's going to come in and put in private equity, because that's what we're looking for, they're going to look at these sunsets and make sure that this industry that they're banking on is going to be there while they're still paying down their mortgage. What private equity needs is a long runway. We all know that private equity gets really, really skittish if they don't have a solid footing. We need to give them a solid footing. The easiest way to do that is an infinite sunset. Now, back to the plan. In 10 years, I personally would like to see 0.1% market share, or 1/10 of 1% of market share. Why do I say 1/10 of 1% of market share? Well, because it seems doable. I think if I were to go to any business planner and say, hey, listen, I'm going to start a business and I want to capture 1/10 of 1% of the market, that person would say, that's a very conservative estimate. Do it. When we talk about 1/10 of 1% of the market, what we're talking about is $219 million. That's the amount of economic activity that I would like to see come into the state. Now you might be going, wait a minute, that's 1/10 of 1%? And I'm going to say, yes, it is 1/10 of 1%. If you want to, take out your calculator, do the math yourself, because I did it 100 times, and I kept coming up with that number. To give you an idea of where we are right now, we have a 25% rebate with a $5 million cap, which gives us $20 million in economic activity with a 4-year sunset. And I'm not complaining. This is a fantastic start. Every journey starts with a step, and this is our first step. This is where we are, and I'm happy to be here. But from this point, let's see what it's going to take to get to 10 years out. In case you're curious, right now we are at 0.009% of market share. That is about 1/100th of 1% of market share. I was going to round that 0.009 to 0.01, but it ends up being 0.00913, and I just felt really uncomfortable doing that. But that's where we are. We have about 1/100th of 1% of the market share. So to get from here to there, this is what that looks like. We start out with a $5 million incentive package, which gives us $20 million in economic activity. In 2.5 years, we need to be at about $14 million of incentive to give us $55 million in economic activity. At 5 years, we'd need $27 million of an incentive package to give us $109 million of economic activity. And finally, at 10 years, to get $219 million of economic activity, we would need an incentive package of roughly $55 million. So this is what we're looking at. 25% rebate with $55 million market cap, which would give us $219 million of market share with an infinite sunset. And you're thinking to yourself, Dan, that is a whole lot of money. How are we ever going to get there? That's kind of crazy talk, don't you think? And I can say, well, yeah, it is kind of crazy talk, but it's not unprecedented. You can look at Georgia and you can look at Illinois. They both have infinite sunset, infinite market cap. And what does that mean? It means that they'll take all comers. If you want to shoot something and you want to do it in Georgia or Illinois, they say, come, bring it. We won't say no. Now, I'm not suggesting that we go to infinite sunset or infinite cap immediately. That's going to take a long time. Those two states have been taking decades to get where they are, but that's where they landed. Infinite sunsets and infinite caps. And why, on God's green earth, did they do something as radical as that? Well, if you recall, this is all risk-free. And that is the end of Dan's plan. If you have any questions whatsoever or concerns, or if you'd like to discuss with me some risk that you may have found that I overlooked, please let me know at danstocky@gmail.com. And until then, have a lovely, lovely day, and thank you for your time.